Hello everyone and welcome back to Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 episode, I didn't even write it down on my notes. What is it, 7 or something? Let me check. 8? Is that true? Yeah, Season 3 episode 8, wow. Oh my god, we're getting through this season quickly. Like, I think this is the problem with every episode being so good, is that it does not feel like, we're just zooming by these episodes so quickly. But last episode, I think it ended with those two people leading Itadori and Megumi to different places. And they were both saying, this is the place you need to go. And so, like, at least one of them we probably can't trust. So it's been 2 weeks since we watched, because last week, I believe, the show took a week off for the Olympics or whatever. So I wanted to watch it last week so badly, and now, and said since it's been 2 weeks, I've forgotten little details, but I think we're fine. I think we're still locked in. I think I basically remember where we are. So let's jump into the episode and enjoy it. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. I started Naruto reactions on my channel. Go check them out. I have the episodes are going up on my channel now, and also the full-length versions are going up 10 episodes early. I'm also planning, hopefully, to put the edited versions up on my Patreon account early as well. So we should be 10 episodes ahead on my Patreon. So go check that out. Anyway, let's jump into this. This is Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 8. Japan, 90% of criminals. What did it say? I was too slow.
2016年3月、女児とその母親、
Oh my god.
2人の視察隊が自宅で見つかった事件。追いかけてきた警官が血のついた刃物を発見。
Right. Oh, the kitty.
俺のじゃない。
Hmm.
それは無理があるでしょう。
Maybe.
だって切ったんですよね。
I don't know. It's hard to know.
していたことが原因で不当な聴取を受けたこと。
Oh, that's so
そ
awful.
れがトラウマってことですか。血のついた包丁？なんで？
In shock, maybe?
後で弁当や食材の現物支給のみだ。
Right.
にもかかわらず、彼は月5万円を家賃として徴収されている。
Jesus.
呼んじゃダメな決まりなんです。パトカーや救急車。
What?
近所の人の迷惑になるから。
What?
その団体かなり
That's so fucked. You can't call the most important people.
大江が白の可能性は十二分にある。
Yeah.
まずは団体の活動実績と税務支
But this is a crazy thing to be following right now.
俺はとことん大江から事情を聞き出すから。
This isn't Jujutsu Kaisen.
いきなり私のなんでかく。
あと
If it wasn't for the
猫？
amazing animation.
なんて逆。もう日車さん、なんで受けたんですかこんな案件。
Can you slow down for her? She's not wearing as comfy shoes as you.
たまにじゃないじゃん。たまにじゃないじゃん。
She thought it and then said it. That's funny.
むしろ昔よりひどくなってんじゃん。
Right.
執行猶予も取れなかったんだよね。
Oh my god. Oh, it's not happening in the live scene. We're just seeing it. Seeing the flashback of it. Aww.
もう無理筋の刑事弁護なんてやめなよ。
You're trying to help the people who are helpless.
私たちだけじゃ限界があるでしょ。依頼人に
Oh my god, the animation is so
続け
good.
ることないよ。君の心はどうなるのさ、日車くん。
Oh, it's so cool her swinging in front of the camera like that. It's such an inspired shot. So, like, I think this is the guy we saw before. Higuruma? Like, we saw him at the end of one of the episodes, I think. But I wonder... Are we just trying to get a good vibe for his life and his character before he becomes the main character? Wow. He won an impossible case. Oh. Right. Oh, and then they're abused because they see that guy is guilty.
それに気が早い。まだ自信がある。
I worked hard too. Pop up from the girl. That's fun.
俺を信じてくれてありがとう。
Aww. This is why you do the job. Man, oh, going through a whole second trial. What?
限られた予算と人数で
Jesus.
弁護側にだが二審で検察側から新規の証拠は提出されず
It's just a public opinion change.
無茶な事実認定が下され判決が覆った
Oh my god.
まともに審理されることすら難しいこの裁判は初めから有罪あり
God. That's so frustrating. God. I mean, I'd be able to feel his rage.
昔から自分がおかしいと感じたことを放っておけない性分でした。
Yeah. I think also the legal system in Japan is even harsher to the guilty.
すがりついてきた手を振り払わないように。
Or to the presumed guilty, I should say. Oh my gosh. Whoa! Oh my god!
やり直しだ。
Whoa! Hiromi Higuruma. I think this isn't a guy. Oh, this is who they would... Yeah, okay.
虎杖も向かってるといいが。
Right, this is who they were talking about here.
次のカモを連れてきてくれるのかな
My god. What an opening.
何黙ってんだよ。ヘラヘラ笑ってりゃいいんだよ。
The fuck is this?
ああバカがもう一人。
Was that... Let me see. It was Itadori. Oh my god. Jeez. Thought it sounded like Itadori, but I wasn't sure. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Culling game player.
俺
Reen Ama. Oh, right. Right. I didn't even recognize him. But now I do.
シャワーくらい浴びさせて。昨日からろくに休めてないの。
She's very needy.
あの幅さんが一度コテンパンにやられたんだ。
That's okay.
じゃあ大丈夫。ヘリ頭に勝った俺も
Yeah.
逃げる。
ヒグルマ
Oh my god.
残念ながら俺は
What the fuck are you wearing?
何その顔。
Oh my god.
全然怖くないんだけど。
Oh, now that you're with your
言っとくけど
friends.
レイジーさん。
喋るな。
Oh my gosh.
時間の無駄だ。
You gotta hit this woman in the face. Oh shit.
誰だそこで何をしている
So yeah, you're the one who got to Higuruma.
あんたこそ
君は服を着て風呂に入ったこと
No, it sounds awful.
ないな。
思っていたより
No way.
やってはいけないと思い込んでいたことにチャレンジしているんだ
Right.
30半ばを超えてグレてしまったわけだ俺と話すと30分5000円の相談料が発生するぞ
Alright. Fair enough.
うん冗談だちょっと嫌な弁
さっきからこいつ。
あんた100
So is he the same as the comedy guy we saw earlier? I thought
過去の術師じゃない。
that's what I initially thought it
術式が開
was.
花した。
いいよ君仲間になろう
何
No.
それ。
ならざる者へ変えるための天元様のことは伏せておくか。
Mm. You already gave a lot of information.
賢者と知り合い
Yeah?
そのためのルール追加にヒグルマの100点を使わせてくれ。
Mm.
断る
Aw. But
いや
you're a good guy.
可能性を感じている
You may have been corrupted. Yeah.
だが
実力さ結界のルール 約1000人のカシモやヒグルマのように図抜けた強者がいる
Yeah.
この2人だけです
確かに感じていた。
Mm.
結界内が静かすぎると。
Yeah, that's true.
すでに転送で死ぬやつもいる
Yeah, that's so
本当にプ
fucked.
レイヤーの呪力を利により長くダラダラと戦ってほしい
Yeah, you'd think. That's a good point.
僕そも回遊の土台のシステムは見守りたい
He's just looking for anything else other than the system of the law.
特にルール2と
それは俺もよくわかってない。言い方を
This is
変え
interesting. We
100点を使わせろ。
the rules aren't as simple as we thought they were, I think. I mean, they weren't simple in the first place, but... Oh, God.
式神。Higuruma は100点折れた。
So he's got to be very strong.
領域展開
Oh, domain expansion.
駆使し
Shit. We haven't seen a domain expansion in a while, I feel like. Whoa. No, that's the end? Oh, I'm... It's all very interesting. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-ba-da-da-da. Okay, all right. That was a great episode. It felt very short because I mean, a lot of it was getting like Higuruma's backstory, which was really interesting. And just like so well done. Like as I said during the episode, it didn't feel like Jujutsu Kaisen in like if like I wouldn't have thought it was Jujutsu Kaisen if it wasn't directed and animated so fucking beautifully, you know? Like it's one of those things where it's like clearly visually it is the show, but content wise it's like it's just following such a different type of story. But yeah, really cool and interesting to watch. So like this is one of those episodes where I'm gonna have to rewatch, especially the second half of the episode, where they're talking about the rules and stuff. But like Reggie, like okay, so Reggie was like, do you know what this is? And Megami was like, he started to say the things that we were told by you know, the big dog. I can't remember their name. The main immortal being person. Not immortal, but you know what I'm talking about. Why can't I remember their name? I know he said it in the scene. So like I wonder if I can find it quickly enough. Tengen, there we go. Okay. So Tengen, like he reiterated the stuff we learned from Tengen, and then Reggie said, I think that's more of a plan B or a C for this culling game. Like it's not the main purpose of it. And I think he was saying, look, if that was the main purpose of it, it doesn't really make sense because the culling game's sort of culling too quickly and there's too many powerful people in this, and like if you wanted that to be your plan, I feel like you would have, you know, planned for, like you would have set the rules in place so that there would be more fighting for longer with more sorcerers or whatever, I think is what he was basically saying. So he was like, actually what's going to happen is, you know, these powerful sorcerers are going to fight it out and then something. And then like, I think he said like, then they'll drop a bomb, like Kenjaku will drop a bomb on this, which I don't think he means a literal bomb, but maybe he does. Maybe there's a literal bomb being dropped. But like, so there's something else that's going to change things up by the sounds of it. Which, you know, I already had to wrap my head around the rules of the culling game and like how all of this plays out. And then like now we're having people come in and be like, maybe you don't know what you think you know about it. Cause also in the other scene, in the one with Higuruma, cause it seems like he's become sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? He's become disillusioned, I think, with the idea of, you know, fair and just law. Because, you know, he's gone through, he tried to go through the law in the proper processes, and he's seen how often it can, like, just fuck over the seemingly innocent, you know? And he's like, we don't have the right answer for it right now. So, like, this culling game came along, it has its own set of rules. Maybe they're fucked up, maybe they're wrong, but like I think he's like, let's at least hear him out, you know, like it might be better than what we've got right now, because what we got right now isn't great. So I think he just wants to see, and I think he was talking about like he's curious about the stripping of the technique thing, and he wants to see that. Is that what he said? He wants to see that play out because because like we don't know if it's gonna be good or not. I want to see what his words are. Okay, there we go. I'll acknowledge that there are issues with the current rules, but I want to watch over the system serving as a basis for this game. It won't do for it to end too soon. I'd especially love to witness the stripping of a technique mentioned in Rule 2 and 8 at least once. Yeah. So, yeah, so he said that. Then it reminds us that Shoko said, I believe this is Shoko. Shoko said the most likely the being stripped, it probably means they just get killed, because like that just makes sense. But like we're taking Shoko's word for that, and now I think Higuruma is being like, we gotta see what it does, you know, what it is. Maybe it's death, maybe it's not, maybe it's fair. Like we don't know. So it's like the writer, I feel like, has done a really good job at putting all of these like rules into play, and then like not only having the rules be like complex for an audience, but also for the characters to not just instantly understand the rules, for the characters to be like, I think it means this, and another character be like, I don't think so, I think it means this, you know. I mean, I play a lot of board games. You can see it back here. I'm trying to point at it. You can see a lot of board games back here, and it's very common for people to just have completely different readings of rules which seem simple, you know. Like the rules, you'll read a rule in a rule book and you'll be like, well, there's only one way to read that. But then someone else comes along and goes like, I don't think so, I think what they meant is this. And then you like go back and forth over that, and you look it up and you find out other people had the same misunderstanding about the rules, you know. So yeah, it's a pretty common thing, and I like that that's an aspect of this show. But yeah, anyway, the Higuruma backstory at the start, seeing stories like that, it gets you so frustrated, you know, like just seeing people just like especially the thing about, there was someone who was there who disappeared around the time that the crime happened. So it's like, it seems like that person committed the crime and fucked off, you know, and they ran. And the first trial, it was like it seemed to be like he pronounced them innocent, because it was like, well, there's no proof that you did it, and there's still this big question mark on this other person, right? But then when the appeal comes around, you just have the judges are like, oh yeah, that person probably isn't related, you know, and they have no reason to think that, but they just do. And that's the thing, is like a lot of the time stuff like trials are rolling the dice, you know. It's why settlements, you know, the settlements happen so much, is because I think lawyers have said, like, if you don't want to go to trial, you want to avoid going to trial, because no one knows what's going to happen at trial. Like, if you have a jury, you don't know how the jury is going to react or what they're going to do. If you have a judge, you don't know what judge you're going to get, and that judge, like, depending on the day that they're having, might change their verdict, you know, like, or you might get a judge who has their own biases against your type of client or whatever, you know. And there's kind of like nothing you can do about it. It's all about rolling the dice. And yeah, as I said, I think also the Japanese legal system might, and I'm talking slightly out of my ass here, might even be a little stricter with this stuff. I think, and do your own research, that the culture tends to be harsher on those presumed guilty in Japan. And I think part of where I'm basing that off of is that people have said that the Ace Attorney series is a critique of Japanese law, and I believe that has been debunked. I believe that is not the case. The Ace Attorney series is literally just a series of, hey, here's a alternate universe type thing, and you know, here's some crazy things that are happening in that universe. You know, like it's not actually supposed to be a critique of Japanese culture, I think, or the Japanese law system. However, the fact that people made that conclusion, I think, comes from the idea that Japanese law system is kind of like that. at least a little bit, you know, in that you can see it as a parody of it, even if it's not intended to be. And I think also it's one of those things where like, I think Brendan Lee Mulligan talks about this, like that, you know, he respects Tolkien's idea that like I don't write political stories and, you know, I just write fantasy stories or whatever. And he's like, for sure, like that's what you're going for, but you're not writing these in a bubble. You're writing these, you know, you're writing a fantasy, but you're still putting human experience into it to make it feel real, to make it feel alive. And so in doing that, the human experience that you've known, that you've grown up with, that you've been around, is influencing you, and that's making you write certain things into your story, whether you are meaning to or not. Your worldview is often goes into your work when you're writing whatever you're writing, you know? Like if you hate women, your women characters might have that veil of misogyny to it. Like regardless of, I didn't mean to make a jump acting like Tolkien hates women. Those are two separate thoughts. But that will like probably go into your writing. The way that you write women will be different because of your own opinions of them. Even if you're not being like, I'm gonna skewer women in this piece or whatever, you might be like, I love women. Yeah, I think women are great, and then you're trying to write them, but it's still coming out wrong in your piece because that's your worldview. That's the way that you've been influenced, you know. So in the same way, I think Ace Attorney guy is Takemi, I believe, or something like that. Shu Takemi. Why is that name coming into my head? Maybe I should look it up before I continue talking about this. What happens if I type in Shu Takemi? Takumi, sorry. Shu Takumi is what his name is, but still pretty impressive that I remembered that. He's the guy who created Ace Attorney. Like maybe, you know, that's the law system he knows. So maybe when he was creating this sort of alternate universe type deal, it was being influenced by his knowledge of the law. But yeah, anyway, point is, I think the Japanese legal system can be harsh. Anyway, I can't wait for the next episode already, man. That was Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 8. Make sure to support the video if you can. Liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.